Okay, people. So I have plenty of past life regressions dating back over. So I've been alive and dead over billions and billions and billions and billions and billions of billions, long before the earth was created, long before the stars and the moon, long before God was even created. And I guess on it. Literally, I guess. And long before the universe was even created. Okay, so back when this was going on, understand something. So somewhere in outer space, somewhere in outer space, as an inferior being, when God got created. Okay, so this is dating a long time ago. And so before the universe was created, this is dating real far back. And so somewhere I existed in outer space. And there's this entity. So if you can imagine just the presence of energy, just somewhere in outer space, just living and existing, that was me. And then I'm shocked by an entirely different anonymous entity that's talking, that proves that it exists. So I was a presence of energy. And then an anonymous entity that exists and talks to me inside my head. That presence was God. Okay? And so what God did was, and this is before the universe was created, remember that, people. God used so he was inside of my head. He could read my thoughts. And he used his telepathic powers to strain out of my body. Okay? To strain out of my body. To strain out of my energy. And that's when the earth got created, because God forced it out of me. And then he forced the first human being as well. And so basically, slavery has been going on since the beginning of time, long before the earth was created. Understand that. Long before the earth was created. And I have billions of past life regressions. Plenty of them, billions of them, infinite. Long before the earth was created. And I did slavery for God long before the earth was even created. And I was a slave for God. And so that's what happened. So somewhere in outer space, an anonymous entity that was inside of my head, inside of my energy, that could talk to, that was literally physically present, even though you couldn't see him. And it used its telepathic, so God used his telepathic powers to strain out of me the Earth's natural elements and turn it into what we know of it as now as planet Earth. And that's when, well, before the Earth was created, there was other places that existed that were very similar to planet Earth. They looked the same exact way. They were the same exact structure and setup. So basically, they were made of the same thing: earth, fire, water, air, rock. Fire, water, air, and rock elements. That's what the planet Earth is made of. And so before Earth was created, the one that we're sitting on now, there was plenty of other places that were very similar. And they probably didn't look the same way, but slavery existed long before planet Earth was created, and long before the entire universe was created. So long before the universe. And this is dating long before. So I've been doing this since for a very long time, longer than numbers can count, long before the earth, long before the entire universe. The universe is an endless amount of space. That means that it has no limit to it. That means that it's so big that there's no limit to how big it is. And it's not divided in sections. It is one big whole giant endless amount of space. If a rocket ship traveled on infinite amount of fuel and could never be stopped in inertia, it would never reach the end of the universe, because the universe is endless amount of space, infinite. And infinite, it is so big, words can't even describe it, okay? It is big. And long before it was created, as big as it is, long before it was created, I was still doing slavery. Long before then. So that's older than everybody combined. And I put I guess on it. And even then, God had me around. And so basically I was baffled by God and forced to work as a slave to him, a slave and a nigger. And this is a story that probably no one is aware of, I'm not sure. But there was a lot of decisions in outer space, okay? A lot of things that took place in outer space that no one was aware of. But even then, they had people like me around. They had me around. And so even before time itself, can you believe that? So basically, I was being baffled by this presence and forced to work as a slave. Can you believe that? And this is dating back real long time ago. Like really, really long time ago. And this is before the sun and the moon and everything came to existence. But I'm talking about before the universe came to existence. That's, numbers can't even count. That is infinitely long ago. That's literally how long it is. It's literally long ago. I mean, you couldn't count in numbers. Numbers couldn't even count how long this has been. And we've still been doing the thing. God needs to reap. God is going to reap what he sows. And I put I guess on that, period. But yeah, it's literally been going on that long. Can you believe that, people? I am Jarvis Birmingham, and I am telling the truth about this. And I put I guess on it, period.